that's hard as shit to keep that going. Let's see. So here's the little riff. So basically that's just G to C7 or C9, D9 or D7, back to G, right? But I'm putting a little walking bass line type, trying to be groovy here. So like I would go like G, G7, which is basically the third. So to C, D, F to G. So just walking up, not a chordal thing, just walking up. So the line would be, you know, right? Any variation of that. And man, soloing over that without having that riff going on underneath you or trying to keep that through your head, man, that's not easy to do. Anyway, guys, look, thanks for bearing with me here. I know it's been busy and I've been kind of MIA and sporadic on these videos as far as the schedule goes and all that. But hey, you know what, guys? They are free, and there is that. So, but I appreciate you guys. I just taught a lesson to a really nice guy out in Seattle. And so just wanted to jump on here before I had to go get some lunch and get a little exercise and stuff like that. Playing the gig tonight with the trio at the Underdog, which of course is always a blast. That's our most happy place. I love playing that with that trio, and I love playing at these funky little clubs, man. They sound good, and it's nice to have people up close and personal where you can really get into it. And a lot of you guys have been there and experienced that. The complete opposite of that is what I saw Saturday night, which was Post Malone at the Nissan Stadium with 50,000 plus rather of his closest friends. And my buddy's son is on the management team with Post Malone, and so he got us some tickets, and we went right down into the belly of the beast, man, and watched the show. Lots of fireworks, lots of pyrotechnics, lots of fire. And man, just what a production of putting on a concert at a stadium like that. Not an arena. This was at Nissan Stadium. And so, man, we had a bunch of buddies in the band, had a bunch of people in the opening act band, some young bucks that it's been nice to see them grow up. Friends of mine's sons that are now out playing in stadiums. It's amazing. Getting featured solos and all kinds of stuff. So that's a beautiful thing, but man, it was pretty crazy. I mean, Post Malone's definitely a character, and it's, you know, commercial country music for sure, but he's got a personality, and he comes out and he's himself. It's not scripted. He's talking to the crowd. He's had a bunch of Bud Light, and, you know, he comes out and does his thing. You know, it is what it is. It was cool, and nice to see somebody kind of having a different approach with it, right? I wanted to talk to you guys a little something here. These videos are getting, you know, to where they're kind of they're a little rough around the edges, man. I mean, you know, when I'm playing this stuff for you guys, I don't really care about making a mistake anymore or things not being perfect. I would rather you guys see that, and like I'm sitting here kind of working out stuff, you know, before I hit record on the camera here, before and after, man. I'm just sitting here kind of noodling around and practicing, which I was just thinking a minute ago, I don't really have a practice routine. I like to sit down and just start playing and seeing what kind of ideas come to you, or a new fingering to work something out cooler, or just something that sounds like music, you know. And I know I've been talking a lot about the CAGED system. I want to reiterate some things to you guys. The CAGED system is not anything new. It's not a system. It's not anything. Let's rewire our brains. Let's come back to this and call it your chord inversions up the neck. It is simply the way the guitar is tuned. This isn't a method of playing. This is something that everybody that plays guitar has to know and should know. And if you don't learn all 5 shapes, there's going to be some real gaps in your playing. You know, if you go from this shape to this shape, but you don't know this shape, then there's going to be a significant hole in that part of the fingerboard. And so we have to know this. And so I've been getting some questions, and I'm going to answer those right now. Somebody said, why aren't you doing the B and the F shapes, right? B and then there's F, right? Well, it's because those aren't open chords. But if you play a B chord, that's already, you're in the A shape, right? Because there's your A, there's B flat, there's B. So B is not a shape. B7 is not a shape. B it's an A shape. So then there's the A shape. The next shape for B is the G shape. The next shape for B, these are all B chords. That's the E shape, because if you had E, and that's your B. That's how this sequence and this pattern keeps going. F is not a closed position. F's already starting with an E shape. Now the next F chord is a D shape. And don't play this D shape like this, folks. Look. And some guy told me, he goes, settle down, you're not Joe Pass. Yeah, no shit, buddy. You know, I get that. And I'm not trying to be, bro. And I don't know who invented the CAGED system, and I really don't care. And so, you know, do I get a little worked up and fired up about it? Yeah, because it's important. I know the importance of this, and that's why I might seem a little intense or a little worked up about it or fired up about it. You know, I'm not mad at anybody. Dude, it's the guitar. Who cares? Nobody's going to get hurt. But I'm trying to help you guys. And so, you know, I could do without these stupid comments, you know. And so I get it, man. You know, I'm moving fast. There's a lot going on. So I might come in and get a little fired up every once in a while, you know. So, so there's that. Anyway, moving right along. So, you know, yeah, that's the importance of this you know, chord-based thing. Without the chords, the scales is just going to be an endless, you know, never-ending sea of confusion on here until you have something to tie it to. The chord is the ultimate foundation. So my next question that I got asked was, does minor and major chords and all the chords apply to CAGED? Yes, absolutely. Again, if you have a G, this is just all based on the major chords first, you know, but yeah, if you play an A here, and there's your A minor, or here's your D, and here's your D minor, here's your E, here's your E minor, that same stuff is going to work. Here's G in the E shape, here's a G minor, here's a G major arpeggio, here's a G minor arpeggio, here's a G major 7, here's a G major 7 arpeggio. So here's a C chord, here's a C minor chord, here's C major. You're just flatting the notes in the triad to make these chords. Now, I'm throwing this at you really fast here, but if you slow this down and dissect what I'm saying and really try to translate it into your own viewpoint or perspective or whatever, but this is correct stuff. This is not, I'm not making this up or anything. These are the cold hard facts. That's a C triad out of your A shape. That's the root, that's the third, that's the fifth. If I drop the third, I get a minor chord. If I drop the root, I get a major 7. If I drop the root a whole step, I get a dominant 7. This is happening in all the spaces of the fingerboard. So it's all the same. It's all, there's your C chord G shape. There's minor. Major. Minor. Dominant 7. Major 7. Right? One note off there, but you get the idea. So yes, these chords contain major, minor, dominant 7, major 7. All the information is in all 5 of these shapes. Now, some of them lay out better than others, you know. But the thing that I would really focus on, if you really want to get better, I would focus on this stuff, and then I would play the triads out of a big chord. So if I'm playing this chord, try to play the 1, 4, 5. right, but do it in triads like here. Learn them vertically. Learn them horizontally. And then I'm going to show you what to do after that. So here would be just 3 strings at a time. Then again, G, C, D. Again. Okay, right, great. But instead of just memorizing them up and back, try to play them in each one of these shapes like this. Then go to the next. So you're mixing it up a little bit. You're seeing all your options, right? Go here. Then you get this kind of stuff. That's not a great one there, but you get the idea. That's where a lot of these melodies lie. Look at that right there. That's D7. Oh, sorry. I'm going through this very fast, of course, I get that. But this is where it's at. This is where this stuff really starts to connect. These melody notes sparking ideas and sparking melodies. A high note from this chord, walk down to the next chord. If I'm doing this, you know, you've heard me do this a million times. G7. That's all just 3 chords, right? Then take to the next triad. Next group of 3 strings, right? Up, but that's the idea. It's just, if you keep breaking these chords down, I'm telling you, it is going to work. You gotta just put a little bit of time into it, but this is where the good stuff lies. This is why I keep saying it, because it is directly the thing that changed my life, and that all professionals I've talked to are thinking the same way. Like the guy the other day, he's gonna bust me on this because I was just working with him for Chicago, but he said every dominant chord is thought of as the 5 chord. Well, we got to get away from that type of thinking and get back to the song, what key we're in, how those chords are sound and are used around a certain key, and that's what gives it the sound. If you're in the key of G and and you play a D7, it's about that relationship and how that, you know, that sound. You know, that's really what's happening. You're hearing these tiny little changes inside all these chords. And I wish I could just hook up a USB cable from my brain to your brain, and you would immediately see how it's all connected, because those light bulb moments, you know, and you see it. But I think, and this is another thing, guys, I really want you to pay attention to this. There's a lot of overthinking going on with this stuff. You guys are insisting on making it way more complicated than it really is. Now, I'm able to say that because I've been trying to, you know, uncomplicate it for so many years. And so I'm just looking at these, you know, these shapes. I'm listening and hearing the music that's going on around me, and I'm trying to react to that and play something that makes some sense. And so don't forget, guys, I'll say it again, try to have a tonal center. You know, sit down and play a chord first, you know, then noodle around and try to find some stuff around that sound. But if you start wavering in another key or you're unsure where you're at, come back and play the chord and come back to home base, because we got to have that. It's so much like a language. And I'm preaching to the choir and repeating myself a lot here, but man, this is really what it comes down to. And I don't want to I want to try to keep you guys, you know, steered into a path that's going to really help you and benefit you, not darting into different directions of, oh, I'm going to chase this guy on YouTube and it looks like he's got some flashy new thing to do. Man, trust me, guys, it's going to just keep you chasing, you know, something that you might never find. And we have to have a path to follow. And I think this is the right path. And I'm not saying I came up with it. I'm not trying to sell it or anything like that. But you get the point. Enough rambling there. And I will say this, there is a new way to hit the virtual tip jug. That link's going to be in the description. It's a nice, clean way to do it where you'll get guaranteed to get a personal message. PayPal and all this different stuff, it wasn't allowing me to say thank you. And so we wanted to change that. And so we've got a nice link for that. And that helps me stay motivated and inspired and letting me know I'm on the right track with these videos. You know, hit that if you can, friends. You know, we're staying busy, and you know, we can't always find the time to jump up here and do a video, but we want to do it, and we want to, you know, me and my buddies, man, we care about it, and we want to teach what's real. So so there's that, and then there's also a way to hit the tip jug in YouTube and do a super thanks, which is hit the 3 dots. It'll say donate or whatever it is, and I'll try to put a little video of that or something up too at some point. But there's some options now for being able to donate to some of this stuff, and it does take time. These are free, and this is how we make our living. So appreciate you guys, love you, you know who you are, and thanks a million for supporting us. There's a lot of fun stuff to come, and some more stories and stuff too. So all right, guys, rock on. I'll see you down the road. All right, Telecasting from East Nashville, Tennessee. All right, later.